Here's the sketch of my alien landscape. And now it's time to start adding small details and outlining things before I begin to color it in.
Along with your artwork, you're going to need a pencil, an eraser, and something to color with.
As I finalize everything, I may have new ideas that I want to add. I may need to make changes to the things that are in the picture and make them look better. Until it's outlined permanently, I can change anything I want. One piece I have yet to include in this landscape is the people. The idea behind this picture is that there are explorers who've discovered this new planet, and I need to set up a place where they are making their base camp. Before I outline it, I need to draw it in pencil first. Remember to choose your colors carefully. I decided to go with mostly pinks and purples. There'll be a little bit of blue in there. Some colors don't work well together, so it's always better to think about it and carefully choose a small group.
It's okay to add more objects to your landscape as you're working. Especially with a landscape, there's a lot of ground to cover. When you look at real places, there aren't a lot of objects that are just there by themselves. Usually there are lots of trees, lots of bushes, lots of plants. So the more things you add, it's going to make it look more like a real place.
Wow, well that is some pink. Because this pink is so overpowering, I think I'm gonna have to make sure I go in with some darker colors to add some shadows and dull that pink down in a few areas. I didn't expect it to be so pink. So hopefully the plants will help to darken things up, and then I'll also add some shadows on some of the rock formations so that the pink is just not so pink. To put the shadows in this landscape, first I have to look at where the light is coming from. So I have two suns, which complicates things a little bit, but generally what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put the shadow on the opposite side of the sun. So if the sun is on the right, I'm gonna put the shadow on the left. And if the sun is on the left, I'm gonna put the shadow in the right. And I guess if the object is in between both suns, the shadow will be in the middle and there'll be a little bit of light hitting both sides of the object. So I'm going to use that rule as I try to add shadows to the ground to help to dull some of this pink that's on the ground. So each object has three sections: the highlight, the shadow, and then just the basic color of the object. The shadow is a darker version of the basic color for the most part. The highlight, though, is a lighter version of the basic color, but also taking into account what color the light is that's hitting it. And in this picture, the ground is pink, the objects are mostly pink, but also the light is pink. The sun looks like a really dark pink color. The sky is a bright pink color. So the highlights are also pink on these pink objects, and the shadows are darker pink on pink objects. A lot of pink. And we're gonna use the plants and the animals and the astronauts and explorers to bring some variation to all of that pink, bringing in some blues and some purples and some white and grays.
I think the colors turned out really well. I especially like the colors in the sky. That bright pink for the sky with the darker cloud colors, and then those two suns that are pink but dark. I think it looks really interesting. I think I would have liked to work in a few more blue and purple things into the landscape, but the way that the astronaut and the base camp really pop because they're white also works pretty well. I hope you like the way your landscape turned out, and I will see you next time. Bye.